Tamara Caulder Richardson, and I'm your host and spiritual teacher. I'm a 6-time near-death experiencer, as well as evidential medium and Christ channeler, and welcome to Wisdom Wednesday. And today we're going to be talking about gaslighting, and this is a spiritual series 1 through 7, and today is Gaslighting 105. And before we started into that, I want to do a slight review. Just you can't go over this enough. It's always good to know. But today, Gaslighting 105, we're going to talk about the 7 recovery tips from healing from this type of mental abuse. So just as a recap, just to give you a little recap on things, gaslighting is a psychological mental abuse used to undermine your emotions, your dreams, your thoughts, your talents, your memories, really everything. And the goal here is to make you feel like you're going crazy and to keep you in a state of upset, anger, sad, depressed, and to really undermine you as a soul being. So it can be really quite dangerous, especially years of this. And for myself, I had this as a modus operandi in my childhood, and it was with my stepdad, and he was a horrible gaslighter. As well as my mom learned, and later on my sister learned and became a very good gaslighter herself. So, and I say this, with humor, because otherwise I'd be crying. I mean, this was just, I would wish this on no one. And this isn't just for one person. They pick out people that they consider dangerous. And the people they consider dangerous are light workers, or giving, or loving people that they feel they can easily manipulate. They don't want to see people get ahead in life, and they don't want to see someone who's capable get ahead. So they do that by disrupting their environment, undermining their own mind. So once you've been through something like this, many of these are narcissists. Once you've been through something like this, and even once you detect it, which please watch the earlier episodes and share with any of your friends that you feel like they could get some relief from this. But in the earlier episodes, I go through how to identify who is the 10 ways to identify who is the gaslighter and what are common things they say and do. And then as well as Gaslighting 103, which is very good, I go into how they do that. What are things they say, exactly how they do it, and techniques. And so once you identify, it could be more than one gaslighter. Once you identify, and it could be, your home life, a spouse, boyfriend, friend. It could be a coworker. Honestly, it could be anybody. And it could be more than one person. And it could be someone you've known in the past. It could be someone you know now. But trust me, you're going to come across these people more than once because they're out there. And it is a technique they use. And I believe most of them to be psychopaths, a lot of them. Some are better than others, and some are more dangerous than others. But what they're doing is very real, and it's meant to undermine you. So I always say, don't feel that sorry for them. Don't be very astute and aware, because it's important that we keep our energy up as light workers and that we are able to help others because we can help ourselves. So we need to this is part of self-love. Can I hear that again? This is part of self-love. And so this is no judgments. This is just a learning thing. And those of you who've been through it, don't feel bad. Just, learn, move on, and learn what you can from this, because this is a very thorough spiritual series that should help many people. So we've just already gone through in Gaslighting 104, 12 solutions for instant relief. When you do find out, you identify who it is, what are things that you can do. You might not like some of the options you have, but that's just what you got. And I'm not going to go over that now, but we're just coming from a place now that you realize, wow, I've just gone through a lot of abuse. I didn't even know it was. And you're actually kind of rebuilding, putting together your life that you lost, because all this time they undermined your emotions, your feelings. They said things happened and they didn't, and vice versa. So you're trying to rebuild a story that was accurate. And so you're trying to rebuild your stable datum, your grounding, your footing. And so there's a lot of healing that has to take place after being around one of these gaslighters, which many are narcissists. And so I have some tips on how you can do this. And, depending on the person, this can be a fast process or a slow process. It doesn't really matter as long as you're moving forward in a self-love way, identifying what is not good for you and what you need to do to move forward to be healthy and happy. So these 7 recovery tips for healing from mental abuse, if it is not detected, and let me just say this, and if you ignore the gaslighting that's going on or for some reason fail to see it right away, it can lead to a lot of confusion because it's a constant chipping away and undermining. And so it can lead to confusion because a lot of these gaslighters, they just outright lie to you. So it's either you or them, and you're like, wait, that's not how I remembered it. So it can be confusing. It can create self-doubt, worthiness issues, a lot of health issues because your body has to do something with it. And this upset will show up in health or actually lack of, as well as insanity. You literally can feel like you're going crazy. So once detected, once you find out who that gaslighter is and removed yourself permanently or in a limited manner from the gaslighter with some kind of boundaries and some kind of plan, you're still left with some mental damage. And you have to process what just happened to you. And then you have to be able to recover. And so I've got some tips on how to do that. So that's the good news. This is all very good news because this is great. Imagine when you didn't have this information. So now you have it. So here's some gentle ways to sort out what just happened to you and to take that journey to self-heal from really this insidious mental abuse, which is called gaslighting. So before the recovery starts, make sure that you are not in communication with the abuser because that's just going to trigger you. Or you can call it re-stimulate you, trigger you. There are different words, but you're going to be like, you don't want that. So you want to make sure that you're safe, the abuser, you are not in communication with the abuser, and that you're able to process this emotional damage that's gone on. So out of the 7 recovery tips for healing from mental abuse, this is moving you to a healthy area. Number 1, you need to evaluate what is your mental damage. Like, what does that mean? Well, what's your state of mind? How are you left? Do you feel incapable of doing things? Are you depressed? Are you angry what just happened? Are you in disbelief? Or are you obsessed with this, that you can't even get your own stuff done that you want to? That you're obsessed, like, oh my God, I can't believe they did this to me and I didn't see it. That's not good either, because then that means they're still controlling you even though they're not there. So what you want to do is just evaluate what has happened to you mentally. What's left? You're what's left. And so how do you feel? Do you feel like you've lost control of it all? Is your sanity or reality or self-confidence, is that in jeopardy? Do you feel like it just is a little bit? Or like, oh boy, my game is thrown off. So you want to take inventory of that. And you might even want to make a list, things you felt that were taken from you or lost in this gaslighting process. And you might want to rate them 1 to 10. What's taken from you? Your confidence. How about that? It could be your career. You were so upset you just quit your job. I mean, I don't know. I'm just making suggestions. But write down what you feel was taken from you. Your dignity. Maybe your dignity. I mean, you can get that back. But the point is, there were things you feel that were taken from you. There's a violation that happened. And so this was trickery, right? So you want to evaluate your mental damage. That's the first place. And then you can, as you list this out, you can begin to see these are the real areas you need to work on. I basically walked out of this, let's say, relationship, and you have 0 self-confidence. Okay, well, that's okay. Okay, so you know what you need to work on. So you definitely want to be around people that give you self-confidence, and then you also want to have your own inner self-confidence and start getting assurance of the things that you know you're good at and what you know to be true. So number 2 in the recovery tips are discover what is good that you are left with. So write that down. So what is good you're left with? Could it be, well, I have my house, I didn't lose it. Could be, I still have my mind, I'm still healthy. Whatever that is, you still have your family left, you still have your job, you still have your sanity, anything that you can focus on to be grateful for. Anything. It could be, I got time, I didn't spend my whole life with them, got out. Whatever it is that you can say that is good that's still left in you, that you still have, could be the fight you got in you. It could be that hey, I still got my fight in me, live to see another day. So whatever it is that you feel that you still have, and it could be your intelligence. It could be, I figured this out. Okay, it's you. Now, we've talked about if you say it's you, they're not going to ever admit to it, so you'll get no satisfaction from this. The only satisfaction you'll get is being a distance away from these people. So the third one is let it go and let God. This is where you get to a point, you see where like I said, the first one, evaluate your mental state, what's good, what's left, whatever that is. And then you surrender and you ask God, the divine, Mother, Father, God, whatever you want to call the creator, and say, I need your help. And you want to be in a place maybe of solitude, like nature, sitting in a quiet place, and you want to reflect on the simple things that give you joy. It could be your child's laugh. It could be the dog or cat you have. It could be just simple things. It could be laughter, dancing, your favorite foods, and just it's about getting back to what's important in life, because you've been robbed of that, right? Because you've been nutty acting. So now this is about getting yourself back. So by talking to God about your life, your mission here, having God help you release some of this old stuff, and that you reject it. You say, this doesn't belong to me. I'm not this thing that this other person tried to create I was. So you can move on. And I think it's really important to include our Creator in this, and for us surrendering and asking for intervention, that God or Christ come in your heart and start working on your heart in a way to love yourself again and to forgive yourself for letting this happen. Okay? We make mistakes. That's why we're here on planet Earth. If we were perfect, we'd be saints and we'd be over there. We're not. So, it's just learning. So, just it happened, and then just keep moving on. So really just being in that state of gratitude and asking for help. So after let go and let God, number 4, start a new activity. This way you can create a new memory. This could be something that you've always wanted to do. It could be you've always wanted to help a charity or the food bank, and you just never have done it, but you've always wanted to. Or it could be that you wanted to take that painting course. Now's the chance to do it, because you're creating something within yourself that's you, that you can own, and something that gives you joy. Any kind of old habits or activities that don't really interest you anymore, immediately leave that behind. You're like, well, we played golf because that's what they wanted to do, but I actually don't like golf. Don't do it. Just let it go. If it reminds you of a gaslighter, don't do it. So this is about you creating spark in you of something that excites you. And it may take you out of your comfort zone initially. Maybe you want to go back and, roller skate or take up some sport or whatever it may be. You may be out of your comfort zone, but you'll get over that and you'll make friends and it'll be fun, and it'll give you a positive experience that you can take away from it that's uniquely your own. So your heart will let you know what that activity is. It'll be something fun. It could be clay. It could be something you're making out of clay or pottery. Who knows? Okay, so that would be number 4, start a new activity and create a new memory. And number 5, focus on people that love you. You know when someone really loves you and you love them. You know that. You know who your allies. I don't care if you can count just one. You know who they are. And so you want to look at positive people that you've had in your life that you know that love you and you love them. and you want to start reaching out to the people that make you feel good. Even if you just say hey over the phone, or if you meet them for lunch or a Zoom chat, it doesn't really matter, because that person enhances your soul. It makes you feel, that person makes you feel more alive, and you probably make them feel that way too. So, and let them know how much they mean to you and why. I mean, now's the time. You're not going to be able to tell them when you're on the other side. Tell them now. Tell them how much they mean to you. And then it will give you a positive outward flow and an energetic love flow, and that'll give it to them. And you'll get that back. You'll get that back tenfold. But what is it? If you want love, then seed moments of love with people. And so that is on focusing on the people you love and the ones that love you. Go back and see who that is, because you definitely want to nurture the people that truly love and care for you. And then I want you to go into, this is going to be a hard one for a lot of people, number 6. Go into wherever you have it, the bedroom or the bathroom or wherever it is, hallway, and stare in the mirror and smile. And I want you to really look at yourself, and I want you to see the beauty within yourself. Pretend you're God. God loves everybody, but put you here for a reason. And I want you to look at yourself the way other people see you, the beauty that's in you, and what you have to offer other people, and how you're part of God's creation and plan. There's something bigger at play here. And God wouldn't put each of us here just so we would fail, okay? So it's very sad that there are people that manipulate and try to destroy lives, but that's their choice, but not my choice. And I am not going to be a victim of that anymore. And this is taking your life back, right? So number 7, I call it I am Post-it. So Post-it notes, you guys know about Post-it notes. These things, these little things. So I think it was Mike Nesmith's company, the Monkeys, his family started this. Anyway, these things are great, and I put them on my mirrors for positive, little memes, little positive spiritual memes. I put them all over the place. And so you can do that. I call them I am Post-its. And you can, it's not just, people post things on social media, but you can get sucked into social media. You need to put that down at time and just live a life. Go outside, actually talk to people, live a life. And so with these Post-it notes, you're letting yourself know how much you love yourself and how much you value yourself. And you're also, it's a way of taking your power back from what the gaslighter took from you. And instead of hearing you're a failure, or, well, I guess you're okay considering you never really went through college, these really horrible gaslighting things, or whatever they say. I don't know. I'm just making up stuff. But you can write, I am successful at whatever I do. And you can create your own things to counter the crappy things that the gaslighter said. And so, for example, one thing I heard is that I heard this from my stepdad, that you were really, she said, oh, you're beautiful, so you should, but you're stupid, so you should just marry because you'll never make it in life. That's a horrible thing to say, isn't it? And he says, but you got that going for you. And I'm like, and I never stopped to realize I was making like A's and B's, and I was like a really good student and really smart. But I never stopped to think about that till, my husband came along. He goes, you're really smart. And I'm like, yeah, I kind of am. And so whatever you want to counteract, whatever that is that the gaslighter said. So for me, I would say that I have straight A's in any endeavor that I decide to partake in, or, anything that would counter that gaslighter statement. So I'm going to do a quick review. So first one would be, these are the 7 recovery tips from healing from mental abuse. Number 1, evaluate your mental state. Number 2, discover what is good you're now left with. And 3, let go and let God. Go into nature, have a talk with God. Number 4, start a new activity. Create a new memory, one you really like. 5, focus on people that you love and they love you. Have a laugh with them. build trusted allies. And number 6, smile in the mirror and see the beauty that God created within you and how special you are. And each one of us is special and different. That's what makes it wonderful. As Jesus tells me, we're all little flowers, part of a big bouquet, and we're all different. And that's what makes us unique. And then create your little post-it, your positive affirmations. Whatever they said negative that you write down, you feel like they took, you're going to put something positive up there. These things work. After you see them a while, they really do work. And you can be your own best friend and ally with this, and you can get your life back, and you deserve to get your life back. Yeah, they might have taken it away. They might have pulled the wool over your eyes and tricked you, but guess what? You can get it back. You never really lost you. You just got a little sidetracked. That's all. So look, I believe in you. You guys can do this. I've done it. And we're all a work in progress. Okay, so this may not happen overnight, but you got to trust the process. This is going to happen. And then I want you to watch next time, Gaslighting 106, where I'm going to talk about there are 3 positive ways to redefine unpleasant memories. See, people don't talk about that. Some of this is evolved around some unpleasant memories. How do we change that perception of our unpleasant memories? This is part of the healing and recovery. And then we'll have the big finale 107 with Gaslighting 107, where we talk about the 5 successful tips and moving on and truly being happy. So this is a process. And be sure that you share this with your friends, especially those that can really help from this information. Make comments below, like, and consider being a channel member. I have terrific perks, and I just want to send you my love. Thank you so much for watching Wisdom Wednesday. Please subscribe, like, and make comments, and support this channel by becoming a member. Thank you for your continued support.